Hi everyone, Sumatsuki with another Sue's Muse. I know I do them twice a month, but this time we're doing a bonus one because it's Pride Month. And I started Pride Month by interviewing Richard Skipper, and then I had in the middle of the month my friend Eddie Bruce, and now I'm having one of my most loud and proud friends on the planet, Mr. Tym Moss. Welcome.
Happy Pride. Can you tell it's Pride?
I don't know. I don't know. You're a little lacking in colorfulness over there. Thank you for
Actually,
joining
too, I
me.
thank you so much for having me. I so appreciate this. And I wore this in honor of you because we
Oh.
ran into each other in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and we had dinner together with Kenro, your husband, and his brother. And that was so fun. That was so
Tim is
wonderful.
one of the few people that actually can verify that my husband exists because he's
He
here.
does. He is a real person.
Yeah, we had a great time down there. I've
That
met
was
people
fun.
just walking in different places like, "Oh my goodness, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
It's so great. So I wanted to talk to you about all things Pride for now,
Sure.
but I want to touch on
Okay.
all your different projects and stuff. What does it mean to you in today's day and age to be a gay man, not just in New York, but in America? What are your biggest
Mm.
fears and what are your biggest hopes for where we're going?
Well, let me start with kind of along the line of hope.
Great.
I have been working, and we all as a community have been working for decades, and we have made so many strides. I never thought in my lifetime I would ever witness um, same-sex marriage. It never even occurred to me years ago. And when that happened, it was just so monumental and just where we felt that we were part of the fabric of American society finally,
Hmm.
that we were part of America, because we always felt like a sub-level of it. And these past several years, we're going backwards.
Yes, we are.
We're going backwards. They're trying to strip, which I knew was going to happen if he got back in office. And what is happening, what they're doing to the trans community is going to continue to spill over into the other letters, the L,
Mhm.
the G, the B, the T, all of us. They're just going to keep trying to strip us back down and shove us back down into the
Yeah.
lower levels of society.
Yeah. It's amazing because the arts have been cut dramatically too. And I remember
Oh,
last year we were
God.
sitting at our annual luncheon thing at Ollie's and we were talking
Yep.
about
Mm.
how all these great things were going to happen for Pride
Mhm.
Month and blah blah blah.
Yep.
And then within like a couple weeks before June, everything was canceled and everything stopped.
Yep.
How has it affected this year? I mean, I know that you're hosting the Pride Parade on Sunday. I want you to talk a little bit about that. But how has it overall affected the events that normally would happen this time of year? Were there as many cuts this year or?
I haven't really noticed that many cuts, but I think there is a reason why. Last year, we were all reliant on corporate donations and corporate money and all of that coming in. And all of a sudden, they just stopped it, and we were just thrown into a tizzy.
Do you think it
So,
was a
what I
reflection of the corporations, like say, I might even know if Coca-Cola was one of them, but them being afraid to attach their name to the game? Do you think that's what it was?
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely, they were being pressured not to support Pride.
right.
And this year, in my observation, it's kind of a guess or a theory, but I think the community is the one that is coming out and we're just doing it ourselves because it's that important to us. Right now, this pride is extremely important.
Tell me about the parade on Sunday. You're going to be on the banister hosting, right?
Well, yeah, and in the big New York City has a huge Pride event, Pride parade downtown. Well, actually, it's a march, the Pride March downtown, and it goes down Fifth Avenue. And at 25th Street and Fifth Avenue, they always put up a big grandstand, and they have that's where like ABC and all of the news outlets and all of them are. And at that grandstand, I am going to be the announcer from 4 to 6 p.m. I am so excited about that.
That's fantastic. I mean, you've done so many different events and everything, and you're part, I mean, you're one of
Yeah.
the busiest guys I know. Um, Now, you are literally an actor. You are a singer, you are a cabaret performer, you are a
Yep.
producer, you do all these different projects. You have 50 Shades of Grey, you have your own cabaret show.
50 Shades of Gay.
Gay. And and I never even read the book, but 50 Shades of Grey is because I'm gray now and I'm old and I forget. 50 Shades of Gay.
Yeah.
If you had a choice, if someone, a godmother came and said, boom, this is what you're going to do, would it be Broadway? Would it be serious acting? Would it be singing? Or would you just insist on doing it all still? Because you do it.
I I love them all. I love them all in different ways. The thing I love, like with film, is you're capturing specific moments, and if you mess it up, or flub a line or something, you can go back and redo it.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things I love about it, is the perfection. You can really work on creating that character. You can't do that live
Right.
in theater. In theater, you're out there on that limb, and if you flub a line, you just got to roll with it and keep on going and stay in that character. And so they're two completely different types of acting,
Mhm.
but I love both of them. Um, the one thing I love about theater, the immediate applause. You hear it immediately, and you hear the reaction, the laughter from the audience, or tears from the audience. Kind of similar to cabaret. That's what I
Mhm.
love about cabaret, is the intimate connection that you have with the audience, which is right there.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
also
speaking
what I
of
love.
which, your cabaret show was more intimate than most. And it wasn't just our first cabaret shows, and it wasn't your first, but our first cabaret shows are always, this is who I am. But
Hmm.
you literally put your spleen on the stage for us and talked
Hmm.
about the very difficult life you had to get to the incredibly positive human being that you are and that you walk the planet as
Thank you.
today. And that
Hmm.
show moved me to tears in so many ways. Tears in terms of, I can't
Me
believe you had to
too.
go through that for so long, but also tears of joy on the other end that you
Hmm.
are who you are today. I just had a conversation with another friend of mine that he had a family that went through, a lot of his kids went through addiction. He said that we wouldn't be where we are today had we not gone through that. So they
Absolutely.
found a way to bless what they went
Hmm.
through. How do you feel about that? And why did you feel comfortable putting all that in your cabaret show? It was well received. It wasn't one of those shows where you went, ooh, it was so beautifully done
Hmm.
and
Well, that
helped.
was Lenny Watts, the director, and Andrew Sotomayor, the musical director, helped to just put
Form it.
everything together: the style, the mood, the sound, everything. The story, move the storyline along. Um, I 100% agree that what go through in life, what we go through in our past, helps to create our present and projects us to our future.
Right.
So I try my best to be appreciative of it. I used to kick myself, like, why did I do that? And you're stupid. And oh God, and you shouldn't have done that. But anymore, I embrace it. When we were going through this process, that was one of the most difficult things I have ever done. It by far was the most challenging, um, of performances that I've done, because it was so deeply personal. And as we were creating this, I had to go back and face parts of my life that I had not faced in many, many years. And it scared me so much. For
Mhm.
those of you that don't know what, I cover growing up in the Midwest, gay, not knowing it, not having any mentors or any point of reference. That was common in my generation. It was never spoken about. It was never accepted. Moving to New York, coming out in New York City, where it was accepted, and then getting manipulated into real estate. I hated every moment of it. I woke up one day, owned the company, and I was so miserable, I started reaching for drugs and alcohol. And that went on for 20
I
years
was
of
just going to
my life.
say, this wasn't like a 6 month thing that he overcame.
No.
This was a 20-year gap in his
Yeah.
life, which was amazing.
And I also had a chance meeting at a church in Pennsylvania, of all places, at one point while I was trying to overcome this. And what was mentioned to me was, this pastor had seen that I was suicidal. And I was like, suicidal? I'm not suicidal. And then it occurred to me, I had been on a 20 year slow suicide mission.
Yeah.
And that helped. It was things like that that helped click to move me forward to get out
Was
of
there
it.
an epiphany that actually, I mean, all these little things led up to you saying, okay, this is true, this is true. Was there an epiphany that made you just cold turkey it? Was that how it happened for you? Or
One night, I've had a few of them, but one night, an old friend of mine, we used to be like brothers, and I had not seen him, talked to him, heard from him for 12 years. And all of a sudden, one night, completely out of the blue, he showed up. He popped up, and and there was somebody that was staying with me at the time, and they said, "Oh, so and so is here in the next room." And I was like, "Who?" And I walked over, and one look at him, my mind went back 12 years, just like that. And I just remember standing there looking at him, and I'm looking at my hands, I'm looking at my arms, and I'm like, oh my God, there is nothing left of me. He was my point
you're,
of reference or comparison
yeah.
to, and I realized there's nothing left of me, nothing left of Tim
Wow.
Moss. And that was a huge moment for me, a turning
Wow.
point for me.
Well, it was an amazing show, and I do hope you bring it
Hmm.
back. We're trying to
Well,
get
also,
you, we're
just
trying
real
to get
quick,
you booked in different places soon.
yes, which I am so grateful for. Yeah, I think it's time to resurrect that show. It
I
it
think
it
so. And
is
I think
very
it's an important
important.
show and it's timeless because people are
Yeah.
still going through this. I want to talk a little bit about 50 Shades of Gay because you've been
Sure.
working this project for a long time.
11 years.
It's a two-person show that travels across the country. So what's
Well,
up with,
there's two of us. There's two of us. Ike Avelli, one of my best friends, he's a gay comedian, and I, as the singer, we're the ones that travel. But
right?
whatever city we go into, we book a local drag queen. And so he comes out and does like 10 minutes of comedy and one outfit. He has all these outrageous outfits. He goes back to change. I come out and sing for 10 minutes and keep the audience occupied and up and fun. He comes back in another outfit. Then he goes back to change. The drag queen comes out. And that, so it's just real fast moving,
Yeah.
and the audience doesn't know what's coming at them next.
Well,
And
that's just really
and then
smart
before you know
marketing,
it, it's
y'all.
over.
That's
What's
smart
that?
marketing too. You get someone
Yeah.
local to help bring people in to see
Yeah.
themselves and then get to see the show. So that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And talk to me a little bit about Project Transcend.
Oh
I
my
know that you're
goodness.
involved with that.
Well, I put my career on hold completely um, for about 6 months, from about October until about March of this year. And I put on my co-producer's hat, my producer's hat. And what it was we assembled six amazing artists, and they were all either trans or gender nonconforming. And they participated in a 12-week program which was called body mapping. And at some point, each artist would lay down on a full size canvas and we would trace their body. And then what they would do is they created their story or told their story within the confines of their body. And it was remarkable.
Wow.
It was really incredible. And I arranged for New York City, or I'm sorry, the LGBT Center here in New York down on 13th Street, and they agreed to display it for 3 months on their second floor in the hallways, and which is highly unusual. That doesn't happen every day. And at our opening ceremony, Mayor Mamdani came and spoke, and the public advocate Jumani Williams spoke as well. So
Wow.
it was a huge event. It was very well attended. We were very happy and very proud of that, of the artists. They're just each one so so extraordinary in their own right. Each
Wow,
one is
what an
completely
incredible
different.
project. What a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Now, tell me a little about you do If These Walls Could Talk with Wendy. Tell
Oh,
me about that. That's ongoing and it's a podcast, and I've been on it a couple times. It's a lot of
yes, you
fun.
have. And the walls did talk
And they
when you were
do.
there. Well, I think it was during the pandemic, we decided we were going to start this show. I think it was in 2020. So this is about 6 years now that we've been doing it every week, and we do it at Pangea, one of our favorite clubs
You
and
sit on each
restaurants
other's
downtown.
laps so you're in the same little screen.
Yes, pretty much. And then we put the guest in between us.
Very intimate.
Yes, yes. But it's so much fun. And I have
Good.
learned so much. Just we have people, we've had movie stars and cabaret stars and musicians and just
People from behind the scenes.
authors,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
everybody from every walk of life.
yeah.
And it's just been so mind expanding and just so incredible. And pretty much everybody that comes on the show just says how much they enjoyed it.
Mhm.
That Wendy and I have a ball, Wendy Stewart and I.
Now tell me
Oh,
about Junk. I just,
oh my God.
I can
Junk was
guess. I can guess, kind of.
well, Junk is a movie that I starred in, and it is a full-length motion picture. It is a musical. It is LGBT, and there's only two people in the cast, just my co-star Robbie Wayne and me.
That's the one I was thinking of, that there were just two of you. I'm sorry, I confused the
Yeah,
two projects. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it was that was one of the most fulfilling and most difficult shows artistic endeavors that I've ever accomplished.
Now,
And
you've
I'm very,
sent me a
very
link
proud of
to
it.
this, right? You've sent me a link to this.
Yes.
So right below this interview, I'm going to have a link to other information of things that Tim's doing and other connections. And we'll have that down there. You can actually click it on and watch it if you'd like.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Now
Yeah, but that
you,
was the thing that was so difficult with that, with the cabaret show, what was so difficult was having to face these horrible moments of my past. It was very scary. With this, it was continuous shooting for a month,
Mhm.
but we went down a couple months before and recorded the soundtrack. And then when we shot the movie, we played the soundtrack and had to and perform to it on screen. But the thing is in most movies, you have a break. Like on Monday and Wednesday, they'll need me, and Tuesday
Yeah.
and Thursday, I'm off. But in this, I am in every shot of this movie, like either my shoulder, it might be a shot over my shoulder, or I'm standing off to the side or something. But the two of us were on all the time. But it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience, and I'm so grateful for it. Michael Penny was the writer. He produced it. He directed it. He edited it. He did the whole thing, and it is just, I'm so proud of this movie. So proud of it.
Well, this man can literally do anything. And I kind of brokered him with an introduction to urban stages. And you brought a friend of yours
Yes.
play where you played a
Hmm.
priest.
Yeah.
And I sat in the first row. And at one point, you're on your stomach on the stage
Hmm.
doing a monologue. And I've got chills as I'm telling you
I,
about it right now. Your connection was so pure. I don't even know what another word.
thank
It
you.
was so pure. And that cast was magnificent. Tell me a little bit about how that project came to be.
My friend Marvin Valentino had uh, reached out to me or Camilo Valentino. I forget which of his last name. He's got two last names.
I know all these men that have three first names, they need to find a last name. I'm tired of it.
And it was written by my dear friend Kit Blessing.
Right.
And they sent me the script, and firstly it said World War II, and I'm like, oh God, I am so not into like period pieces. And then I started reading the script, and it's so intense and so timely with what you asked me at the top of this show about how the gays were treated in
Yeah.
World War II. And I didn't realize that they were used as science experiments.
By the Nazis. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And it starts, I play a priest, and in the first scene, you find out that the Nazis had come in and they had taken a man away for being homosexual and had taken him to Auschwitz. And you find out as the play goes along that he was my ex-lover, that before my
Priesthood.
character went into
Yeah.
service of the church, um, he had a gay lover. These two were gay lovers. And so this whole cat and mouse thing starts and keeps to unfold, and it just gets very frenzied and frenzied and frenzied by the end of it. And you don't know what's going to happen at
You
the
really
end.
don't.
Nobody has ever predicted what happens at the end of this show. And it's incredible. I'm so grateful to be a part of this show.
Yeah. It's a beautiful show. It was really
Mhm.
something. And everyone on
And
that stage was magnificent.
Yeah, and it's called Salvation. We were supposed to do it in September, or I'm sorry, in October, but once again, due to delayed funding of the arts
Mhm.
from the government, we missed out on the venue that we were going to do it at. So I'm trying to get us another place to do it. So we'll see. Hopefully,
You know what, sweetheart, in closing down this interview, I just want to have you look into the camera and your younger Tim self
mm,
as as a queer leader, as a gay man, as someone who survived everything. Talk to that person that maybe is going through that, I don't know who I am. What advice would you, as a man of a certain age who's lived this life and knows what you know now, what would you say to someone sitting and watching this interview that has those feelings and doesn't know what to do with them to the queer community?
it's okay. It's okay. And trust yourself. Trust your heart. Your heart will never lie to you. The problem is we have a lot of times we have people around us that are trying to project their thoughts and their beliefs and how they've lived their lives onto us. Only you know what's best for you. And hold on to that. You can't necessarily reveal this to everybody, unfortunately, and under this current political climate, I would not recommend it. You know who you can trust and who you cannot trust. And um, just know that you're loved. You are part of a much bigger community that you might not know yet. But we're here for you. We hear you, we see you, and we love you. And we're so proud of you. So very proud of you.
And I would say that there are many of us who are not gay, myself included, who have been part of the gay community going way back to when AIDS was an epidemic here and being a buddy. They called us buddies for the gay men's health crisis
Yeah.
and stuff. We're here for you too.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to tell a teacher or someone if there's bullying. Don't be afraid to go to someone that you feel loves you because you're perfect the way you are. You know,
Absolutely.
if you believe in God, God doesn't make mistakes. But if you don't, you're still perfect the way you are. So
Hmm.
reach out. Don't let it get to a point where you lose 20 years of your life
Hmm.
because
Right.
there was no one there for you or there was no one there to help you through this.
Hmm.
Happy Pride to everyone. We
Yes.
love you. And until next year, may things get better, right?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sue. I love
Tim,
you.
thank you. Thank you for just being my friend and for being the positive light that you are on this planet.
Oh, and thank you. And likewise.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys, we'll see you next time on Nightlife Exchange, Sue's Muse. Have a great day. Enjoy the last couple days, the last week of Pride. We love you. Take
Hey.
care.